Did you know that ancient Egyptians invented the 365 days a year calendar? Yes, indeed, to predict the flooding of the Nile. Welcome to the intriguing land of ancient Egypt, a civilization that arose from the life-giving waters of the Nile. With its annual inundation, the Nile River was the lifeblood of this ancient society, providing a predictable and bountiful source of water for agriculture. Imagine a river so crucial that it could determine the fate of an entire civilization. The fertile floodplain and lush Nile Delta were the heart of Egypt's agricultural wealth. Here, the Egyptians took advantage of the river's generosity, cultivating cereal crops and achieving high productivity that resulted in large surpluses. It was this abundance that allowed the civilization to flourish, economically and culturally. But the Nile wasn't just a source of physical sustenance. It also shaped the spiritual beliefs of the ancient Egyptians, who saw in its ebb and flow the rhythms of life, death, and rebirth. This profound connection with the natural world was a defining characteristic of their culture, and it continues to fascinate us today. The geographical importance of ancient Egypt extended beyond its rich floodplains. To the south, the less hospitable land of Nubia was significant for Egypt's expansion and access to resources. To the east, the desert concealed mineral deposits and provided a route to the Red Sea. The Isthmus of Suez, meanwhile, offered contact with Sinai and southwestern Asia. Yet despite its geographical advantages, ancient Egypt was not an isolated civilization. It maintained trading relations with Byblos, importing timber, minerals and other goods that fueled its growth and prosperity. In essence, ancient Egypt was a remarkable blend of geographical luck and human ingenuity. Its success was not just about having the right resources, but knowing how to use them effectively. And it was this combination that allowed it to create one of the most enduring and fascinating cultures in human history. This ancient civilization, born from the life-giving Nile, has much more to reveal. When we think of ancient Egypt, we think of pharaohs. But who were these figures of power? The term pharaoh is derived from the ancient Egyptian words per-aa, which translates to great estate. This term was initially used to refer to the royal palace, but over time it was adopted as a title for the monarchs themselves, becoming synonymous with the supreme power they wielded. As we delve into history, we encounter the legendary figure of Menes, the first king of unified Egypt. Menes is credited with the monumental task of joining Upper and Lower Egypt, thus establishing the first dynasty and setting the stage for the era of the pharaohs. This was the dawn of a new epoch, an era where pharaohs would reign supreme, their decisions and actions shaping the course of Egyptian history. One pharaoh in particular has left a significant mark on the sands of time: Snefru, the first king of the Fourth Dynasty. Snefru is renowned for his contribution to pyramid construction. He is the visionary behind the Step Pyramid of Meidum, a structure that showcases the architectural prowess of ancient Egypt. But his ambition didn't stop there. He further modified this step pyramid to form the first true pyramid, a testament to the engineering ingenuity of the time. Through these pharaohs and their monumental accomplishments, the essence of ancient Egypt was shaped. They commanded respect and obedience, their decrees echoing through the halls of their grand palaces and resonating across their vast domains. Their legacies have withstood the test of time, their stories etched in stone and preserved in the annals of history. The pharaohs, these larger-than-life rulers, shaped ancient Egypt in ways that still intrigue us today. As we continue our journey through the intriguing land of ancient Egypt, we will uncover more about these fascinating figures and the world they ruled over. If you're enjoying our historical explorations and want to support our channel, please give this video a thumbs up and a subscription for more fascinating dives into the annals of history. Communicating through pictures, the Egyptians developed a unique system of writing. This was no ordinary form of communication. It was a complex, intricate system steeped in symbolism and meaning, known as hieroglyphs. Each glyph or symbol held distinct significance, and together they formed the basis of the Egyptian written language. Now, there were two types of writing in ancient Egypt: hieroglyphs and hieratic. Hieroglyphs derived from the Greek words hieros, meaning sacred, and glyphein, implying to carve or engrave, were primarily used for formal or monumental writing. These were the pictorial scripts that adorned the towering walls of temples and tombs. Hieratic, on the other hand, was a simplified cursive version of hieroglyphs, employed for everyday administrative and literary purposes. The hieroglyphs were more than just pictures. They were a blend of alphabetic, syllabic, and pictographic elements. Some represented sounds, much like letters in our modern alphabet, while others were ideograms, symbols that depicted the idea of a thing rather than its sound. And then there were determinatives, signs that provided context to the preceding word or phrase. This writing system was not just about communication. It was a form of art, each stroke meticulously crafted, each symbol a testament to the scribe's skill and knowledge. The scribes, or sesh, were highly respected in society, their proficiency in the art of writing granting them a privileged status. Hieroglyphs were not just confined to the monumental structures. They were also used in magical texts, medical papyri on coffins, and in personal letters. They served as a bridge between the mortal world and the divine, enabling the Egyptians to communicate with their gods. They were the key to immortality, ensuring the deceased spirit would live on in the afterlife. The decipherment of hieroglyphs in the 19th century by Jean-François Champollion, thanks to the Rosetta Stone, opened a new window into this ancient civilization, shedding light on its history, culture, and beliefs. The elegant hieroglyphs of Egypt, more than just a writing system, they are a doorway to understanding this fascinating civilization. Despite the harsh desert environment, ancient Egyptians made the land work for them. This claim might surprise you considering the arid landscape we associate with Egypt, yet it's true. The secret to their success lay in the annual inundation of the Nile River. This natural phenomenon transformed the barren desert into a fertile floodplain, creating the perfect conditions for agriculture. The primary focus of Egyptian agriculture was cereal crops. They grew wheat and barley, which were not just a staple in their diet, but also a principal commodity in their economy. The Egyptians were masterful farmers, producing large surpluses that ensured food security and trade opportunities. But how did they achieve such high productivity in a desert? The answer is through a method known as basin irrigation. This ingenious system involved the creation of basins on the floodplain which filled up with water and silt during the Nile's annual flooding. When the water receded, the soil left behind was extraordinarily fertile, perfect for planting seeds. Apart from cereal crops, the Egyptians also recognized the importance of a balanced diet. They cultivated a variety of fruits and vegetables, from dates and figs to onions and lettuce. Fish from the Nile was another crucial part of their diet, providing them with necessary proteins. Now, let's not forget about the animals. The Egyptians domesticated a variety of creatures, including cattle, donkeys, sheep, goats, pigs, ducks, and geese. These animals served multiple purposes. Cattle and donkeys were used for labor, while sheep and goats provided wool and milk. Pigs, ducks, and geese were raised for their meat, contributing to the rich and diverse diet of the ancient Egyptians. So what we see here is a society that, far from being stifled by its environment, actually thrived in it. The Egyptians didn't just survive in the desert, they turned it into a bountiful land. They harnessed the power of the Nile, developed sophisticated farming techniques, and cultivated a wide range of crops and animals. In the arid desert, the Egyptians carved out a vibrant and productive agricultural society. Their ingenious use of resources and commitment to agricultural innovation is a testament to human resilience and ingenuity, a legacy that continues to inspire us today. Ancient Egypt was not an isolated civilization, but a hub of international relations. As a flourishing epicenter of culture and power, ancient Egypt extended its influence far beyond its own borders, engaging in diplomacy, trade, and sometimes conflict with its neighbors. To the south of Egypt, the less hospitable land of Nubia was integral to Egypt's expansion and resource acquisition. Despite the challenging terrain, Nubia was a significant source of gold, ivory, and other precious materials that were highly valued in the Egyptian economy. The relationship between Egypt and Nubia was not always peaceful. But the two civilizations had a profound influence on each other, shaping their respective cultures and histories. Egypt's eastern desert, rich with mineral deposits, served as a vital route to the Red Sea. This route opened doors for Egypt to trade with lands beyond its immediate vicinity, enhancing its economic prosperity and cultural diversity. The desert, though harsh and unforgiving, was a bridge to the wider world. Further east, the Isthmus of Suez provided Egypt with a crucial link to Sinai and southwestern Asia. This geographical advantage enabled Egypt to maintain trading relations with numerous Asian civilizations, enriching its own society with foreign goods and ideas. One of Egypt's most notable trading partners was Byblos, an ancient port city in modern-day Lebanon. From Byblos, Egypt imported timber, a resource scarce in its own lands, along with minerals and other goods. This exchange of resources was not just a transaction, it was a dialogue between civilizations, a testament to the interconnectedness of the ancient world. Yet Egypt was not merely a passive receiver of foreign goods. The Nile Valley, with its fertile soil, supported a robust agricultural economy, producing cereal crops in abundance. These surpluses, along with fruit, vegetables and fish from the Nile, were traded with neighboring lands, spreading the wealth of Egypt's bounty. Ancient Egypt was not just a civilization, but a player on the international stage of the ancient world. Its relationships with neighboring lands, through trade, diplomacy and sometimes conflict, shaped its own development and left an enduring impact on the course of history. Who were the people who lived in this land of pyramids and pharaohs? Well, let's delve into the heart of ancient Egypt, its people. The ancient Egyptians were a fascinating bunch, primarily descended from settlers who found their homes in the lush, fertile Nile Valley. This melting pot of cultures saw a steady population growth, not just through natural fertility, but also through immigration. The neighboring regions of Nubia, Libya, and the Middle East were significant contributors to this influx of population, adding to the diversity of the civilization. Now, imagine a time machine taking us back to the 3rd millennium BCE. We would find ourselves amidst 1 to 1.5 million people. Fast forward to the late 2nd millennium BCE, and we would see possibly double that number. A testament to the flourishing civilization that was ancient Egypt, the settlements of these people were strategically located. They chose spots near the riverbank, given the Nile's significance for agriculture and transportation. And among these settlements, 2 cities stood out as major centers: Memphis and Thebes. Memphis, the city of the White Wall, was an ancient capital of Egypt. It was a hub of administration and commerce, bustling with life and activity. On the other hand, Thebes was known as the City of 100 Gates. It was a place of great religious significance, home to the grand temples of Karnak and Luxor. In essence, the population of ancient Egypt was a tapestry woven with threads from various regions. The people who lived, loved and thrived here were as diverse as the culture they created. From the Nile Valley settlers to the immigrants from neighboring regions, they all played a part in painting the vibrant canvas of this civilization. The people of Egypt, the heart of this civilization, were as diverse as the culture they created. The sands of time have not been able to erase the impact of this ancient civilization. As we journey further into the legacy of ancient Egypt, we are drawn to one of the most significant discoveries of the 20th century, the tomb of Tutankhamun. Unearthed in 1922 by Howard Carter, this find startled the world with its wealth of artifacts and the beautifully preserved mummy of the young pharaoh. The treasures within the tomb offer an unparalleled glimpse into the grandeur of ancient Egypt and have become symbols of its enduring allure. But the legacy of ancient Egypt is not confined to artifacts and ancient tombs. It is a living legacy that continues to shape the world we live in. The towering pyramids, the engineering marvels of their time, inspire modern architects and engineers, reminding them of what humanity can achieve. Moreover, the ancient Egyptians' understanding of the cosmos, their intricate calendar system, and their pioneering work in mathematics are the bedrock of many disciplines we study today. Their hieroglyphic writing system, a beautiful blend of art and communication, continues to fascinate linguists and historians alike. The ancient Egyptians' respect for the natural world and their advanced agricultural practices, including basin irrigation, are echoed in modern sustainable farming techniques. Their focus on cereals and the importance they placed on fruits, vegetables and fish in their diet resonate with today's emphasis on a balanced and healthy lifestyle. Even the concept of a centralized state and rule by a single leader, embodied in their pharaohs, has influenced political structures around the globe. And their belief in life after death, embodied in their elaborate burial customs, has shaped religious and philosophical thought for millennia. Ancient Egypt, a civilization that has left its footprints on the sands of time, continues to inspire us even today. Our journey through ancient Egypt has been a revelation, hasn't it? We've traversed the intriguing landscapes, from the fertile floodplains of the Nile to the mineral-rich eastern desert, and the less hospitable but significant Nubia to the south. We've marveled at the rise of the pharaohs, from the legendary Menes, who unified Upper and Lower Egypt, to Snefru, who built the first true pyramid. We've decoded the art of writing in hieroglyphs and hieratic, the two distinct scripts that breathed life into Egyptian history. We've witnessed the thriving economy and agriculture, from the reliance on the annual inundation of the Nile to the high productivity of cereal crops and the importance of livestock. We've delved into Egypt's international relations, learning of its trade with Byblos, and the strategic importance of the Isthmus of Suez. We've explored the demography of this ancient civilization, with most Egyptians descended from settlers in the Nile Valley, and the population growth through natural fertility and immigration. Finally, we've acknowledged the lasting legacy of ancient Egypt, a civilization that continues to inspire us with its richness and complexity. As we bid farewell to the land of pyramids and pharaohs, we carry with us the echoes of a civilization that continues to fascinate us. Until next time, keep exploring.